The clay man wanted to scrape off all the clay on his body because the clay dirted the spotless floor beneath his feet, but the wounds healed instantly. Yet the floor only became dirtier. He was obsessed with keeping the room perfectly clean. He wanted to wipe the clay off the floor, but the more he wiped, the worse it got. Looking at his dirty hands, the clay man thought, if only I had a pair of gloves, a bucket of water, and a rag. Suddenly, a drawer popped out of the wall. The clay man tiptoed over to it. To his surprise, it had exactly the cleaning tools he wanted. He quickly put on the gloves, took out the rag and bucket, but worried the rag would get dirty. After thinking for a while, he still decided to use it. Then he carefully started cleaning. He wiped the floor while stepping backward. He cleaned every inch of the floor. When all the clay was gone, the clay man realized he was still standing on the spotless floor. To avoid making it dirty again, he stood on the rag. Now the floor was finally clean, but his movement was limited to that rag. From then on, he completely lost his freedom. Looking at his feet, he thought, if only I had shoes. The next second, the wall drawer popped out again. He wondered what it had this time. He shuffled forward on the rag, but after a few steps, he lost balance and fell heavily to the ground. Now the floor was even dirtier. The clay man was devastated. He had been so careful, yet things still went wrong. He threw away the restriction of the rag. Inside were the shoes he wanted. He put on the shoes. Then the drawer popped out again. This time, it was a set of clothes. He put them on without hesitation, but when he put on the pants, he accidentally put both legs into one pant leg. He tried to adjust it, but stumbled, knocking over the bucket of water. The floor became an even bigger mess. The clay man couldn't understand. He had tried so hard, yet things still turned out badly. He was on the verge of breaking down. He started to hate himself. He desperately tried to scrape off the clay, but the next second, the wounds closed on their own. The clay man completely broke down. He grabbed a handful of clay and threw it hard at the wall. He unexpectedly broke the wall. Curious, he walked over and saw an identical world. Another clayman there was living happily. He didn't mind being dirty, and even used clay as painting material. The messy floor and scattered paint showed his attitude toward life. At that moment, the clayman understood. He realized that living too carefully would only bring more pain. It's better to enjoy life freely. Learn to accept your imperfect self, so forgive yourself. You too, watching this screen.